all these old heads gotta go. Sick of these old rules. I'm sick of baseball and their unwritten rules. Baseball is one of the most boring sports to most people. I love baseball, but a lot of people find it very boring because it can be very boring along. They need to make changes. They never make the right changes because and then they have all these unwritten rules to try and keep players from being fun, from having a personality. You know what sells? And you got old heads like Billie Jean King, who's like, back in my day, the media helped grow the sport. Well, it ain't your day anymore, you old ass. I thought I was going to take a day off today, but turns out I do have something to cuss people out about today. We're going to talk about sports media and how it is just as agenda driven as Fox News and CNN, possibly worse in the agenda driving. You know, Fox News rides hard for Republican shit or Trump shit, whatever way you want to look at it. Whereas CNN rides hard for Democrat shit. CNN will be hypocrites in situations where if it's a Democrat involved or a Republican involved. And Fox News just pushes false information and a bunch of really bad information, to say the least. It's not real news anymore. And that's the same with the sports media. The sports media has become an agenda-driven cesspool. I mean, look at some of the top names in sports media. You got Stephen A. Smith. I mean, just look into his little feud with Kwame Brown going on, where Kwame fries him up on a daily basis these days. But people like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless got big for hot takes and really stupid statements, really throwing people under the bus, ridiculing players constantly. And the fact remains that without these players, the media ain't got shit. And that brings me to the French Open and this whole situation with Naomi Osaka, who was going to come into this tournament and not wanting to talk to media for her own personal reasons of mental health reasons. She's always been one of the more shyer people, but she's always dealt with the media. She didn't want to deal with them this time because of her anxiety and her mental health, but she was fined, of course. Gotta follow the rules. They threatened to suspend her from the tournament. So she said, fuck y'all, I'll just pull out. And this is where the media and these sports leagues are illogical. Like, really, would you rather have a star player like Naomi Osaka is ranked #2 in the world? She's really #1. Let's be real. I'm sorry, she's better than Ashley Barty. It's the truth. So now you don't have the best player in the world at your tournament because you did not handle the situation well. You had to threaten her. You would think they would be better off having the best player at their tournament and not speaking to media than not having her there at all. Because it's good, they're going to lose money. Sorry, ratings will be down without Osaka. And these leagues and these organizations like the WTA, they do not help out players when they need to. All of these old school rules about talking to the media. Marshawn Lynch was the athlete that handled it best with his I'm just here so I don't get fined every time the media would ask him a question. And I guess athletes just have to just do that if they have all these stupid rules in place constantly to have to be enforced. And it's not like Osaka thought she was above the rest of the field and didn't have to talk to the media. She explained why. She even talked to the French Open before the tournament and tried to work it out. She knew she was going to get fined, but instead they threatened to take her out of the tournament. So she just takes herself out of the tournament, and why not? Honestly, I'm so tired of everyone over 50 in general. All these old heads gotta go. Sick of these old rules. I'm sick of baseball and their unwritten rules. Baseball is one of the most boring sports to most people. I love baseball, but a lot of people find it very boring because it can be very boring and long. They need to make changes. They never make the right changes because and then they have all these unwritten rules to try and keep players from being fun, from having a personality. You know what sells? And then they have all these unwritten rules to try and handcuff players. And you got old heads like Billie Jean King, who's like, back in my day, the media helped grow the sport. Well, it ain't your day anymore, you old ass. Sorry, Billie Jean King. It's long past your day. And the media, there's plenty of ways to promote the sport now outside of media asking shitty questions. And today, the media proved Osaka right when they asked 17-year-old Coco Gauff her question about basically about how she's black and how she's American and how she's going to get compared to the Williams sisters. This is why the media sucks. They ask bad questions. They ask shitty questions to these athletes. Why would the media? Why would athletes want to talk to these fools? The media is the enemy. It is the enemy. It just is. I don't even care if this video gets flagged for YouTube for saying this because the media is the enemy, whether it's politics, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment. It is all driving their own agendas. And the sports are hitting these agendas hardcore in the media. That's why Kwame Brown is out here getting his revenge and frying people up all the time. If they have the media doesn't like certain athletes, or if the certain athletes say something about the media, like they try and go after Kyrie Irving now for the shit, then it's like, man, fuck you guys. Who are you guys? These are the same kind of people that ask these shitty questions like they asked to Coco Gauff. And this story today with Osaka brought out, some of the worst in media. Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan has that special energy I have talked about on this channel before. And the one thing the sports media doesn't seem to understand is they are not Fox News and CNN. Fox News has its loyal little minions who believe anything Fox News will tell them. CNN has the same, they think they're so righteous because they watch CNN. While the sports media doesn't, there's two kinds of people that do follow the sports media hardcore. That there's the people that just think they deserve all this access to the athletes and the athletes should do whatever they can for the media. And then there are this group of sheep, just like with Fox News and CNN. But for the most part, they do not have the same hardcore sheep audience like Fox News and CNN. They are starting to get called out on their shit more and more. Ratings have fallen for shows like First Take and whatever the one where Shannon Sharp is and Skip Bayless. So I think the media better tread carefully because the old heads are getting old or dying and shit's gonna change one way or another. And if you got to lose money like the French Open is now going to lose money for Osaka pulling out at the last minute, then so fucking be it because you guys are fucking stupid and so is Billie Jean King. She's a dumbass. Don't like her.